Now let's talk about what's needed to make analog verification practical. And the way that I approached it was I just kind of considered a typical design project, which I assume consists of about 50 analog blocks, and where the design team is given 3 months for the project and one dedicated analog verification engineer. This seems to be very doable for most companies. That verification engineer is going to spend first half of the project dedicated to creating the models, and then the second half they will dedicate towards the system level verification. And then they will also cooperate with the chip level team to help them use the models that are created. All right, so now it's a pretty simple process of just taking the amount of time that the analog verification engineer has available to them and dividing it by the number of models. And you see that we have to complete that the most time that we can dedicate to any model on average is 4 hours. If we exceed that, then all of a sudden we're forcing the design project to extend beyond its comfortable range. So that's no good. All right, so and in those 4 hours, we need to do a lot of stuff. We need to create the model, we need to create the test bench, we need to validate the model, make sure that's correct, and we need to maintain the model. And what we've seen is typically a block may change 3 to 5 times during the course of the design process. And so each time it changes, you have to update the model and then revalidate it. Now, just to kind of give an example of where we are, I considered a PGA and I looked at how many lines our PGA model has, and it's about 300 lines. So it's a substantial model. And in addition, the test bench has another 900 lines. And then there's kind of other things you need as well. So this is a huge amount of code, and it's just kind of no possible way you can write it from scratch by hand in 4 hours. That's just not practical. And in fact, if you try to do a good job, if you create a good model and you create a good comprehensive test bench that's self-checking, what we found is that takes about 1 to 2 weeks, oftentimes more 2 weeks than 1 week. So it's an expensive process. And if you start talking about 1 week per model, 50 models, that's a year. That we don't have that kind of time to do this.
Thank you for watching. This clip was from our webinar entitled Filling the Gap Between Digital and Analog Verification. To see the entire webinar, please click on the link in the description. Please subscribe to our channel and click on the link below to follow us on LinkedIn, where we'll be making posts regularly.